Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. Today on Collection List, so I want to talk about financial levels. It's part of my Collection List series, and if you see this channel tonight, I think let's get going. So I learned about these kind of financial status or financial levels just online when I was looking around for some sort of example of kind of getting out of the matrix, right? We're kind of stuck. We're built basically, as soon as you go to school, that's your 9 to 5 job as a kid. You have homework, which is your overtime. It conditions you for a 9 to 5 life, and then you're stuck like that because you're living paycheck to paycheck until hopefully one day you retire, maybe at a certain age, if you can get that far, and that money will be hopefully be there, right? That's kind of the matrix. So I was looking for ways to identify and figure out how to get out of the matrix, because that's, I think that is where, the, I don't know how to describe it, like your soul, like your essence, like I feel like every human especially, just wants to do something in their life that has some significance other than making somebody else rich at a job. Like, when people get inspired to, especially like, work out. People get inspired to work out, they're like, yeah, I want to be healthy, like they get that urge, they want to do it. The same thing I believe happens when it's like, oh, I want to create a YouTube channel and I want it to be successful. I want it not work so that I can enjoy my dreams and goals and move on with my life, right? Like it's almost like there's a wall or a hurdle to get over, right? So I was trying to figure out how to identify that and put it into some context. So what I found, and these are just kind of like they're definitions, but I don't believe they're true dictionary definitions. These are basically, I don't know if they're like buzzwords or it's kind of just like businessy lingo, if you want to maybe call it that, but it's not so much a business. It's very hard to describe it. Basically, I'm just going to go through 5 different levels and what they're kind of called in the financial sense that I have found them in. If that makes any sense. First one is a financial slave. This is the like lowest kind of form of being financially, I don't know what you call it, knowledgeable, independence, but independence would be something. It's kind of like you're kind of stuck in the matrix. Is basically how I describe it. You get a paycheck. This is a piece of money, and then you spend it and you pray for the next paycheck, which then you spend it and you pay for the next paycheck, right? This is traditional 9 to 5 jobs or whatever kind of jobs. It might be night shifts or 12-hour days or whatever that looks like for you. But you're stuck in this loop, and this loop just keeps repeating. Not only does the loop repeat, your debts go up. Which, my view, if you look at a graph and people are like, oh yeah, my debts are like this, it's like you just gotta flip that knowledge and be like, oh, my debts are dragging me down off the chart, right? This is negative territory. It's interesting if you think of like, lines of credit or your credit cards or whatever. It's weird how they're not in a negative number. If you ever think of that, right? They should be. If they did, I think they would have more effect and you'd pay them off sooner. Anyway, financial slave is somebody, this is like 90% of the people. 90% of the people are stuck at this level. And you're stuck there for however long, right? As soon as you graduate out of high school or whatever that looks like for you, you usually get a job, and then this is where it can start. And it stays like this until you kind of become self-aware. When you become self-aware of, hey, this is dragging me down, and I'm overpaying for things because I'm paying for it with debt and I'm paying for it with more time in the future, that's when you kind of have this self-awareness. And then you start looking at like an emergency fund, security. Financial security is when you start being like realizing like I can't live like this forever. I need to think about retirement, or I need to give myself a runway to be able to recognize like bankruptcy, right? So this is basically where you have like less debts, or like you try to get to like that $0 debt. Like you want to be debt free somewhere in here. You try to get to zero. You just want to get back to broke, right? Zero is broke. Anything less than that, it's like you're broker than broke, right? You also make enough money here to live kind of like comfortable. Like, you know, if you're a percentage based person like I am with, I believe that percentage based like 25% for housing. If you live in these percentages of the Dave Ramsey ones that I've shared in another video, this is basically where I think you are. If you have zero debts and you're financially secure and you're saving about 10%, that I mentioned in the previous videos, you're saving about that 10% mark. Like, you're doing good. You're doing better than 90% of people, right? This is probably like, if I were to guess a percentage what's in here, I don't have any stats on this at all. Like, if this is 90%, and assuming this chart goes to whatever, this is probably 5%. Only 5% of the world in Canada or wherever, North America, I would say is at this level, right? I'd say that that's probably a reasonable number, right? That's kind of where I am right now, right? After being debt free, right? It's that. So financial vitality is kind of the next level. And financial vitality is basically like all your bills are paid, check, right? You're doing what you love doing, check. But you're still relying on the paycheck. You're still stuck at the 9 to 5 or whatever that is for you, right? Everything is covered, everything's going well, and you still have to rely on a job. You can't get rid of the job. So like, can't get rid of job. Can't afford to get rid of the job. Can't X job, right? You can't get rid of the job. This is where like, it's kind of like you get everything you want, which is nice, right? Like, you can afford the car, you can afford, to live, you can afford to randomly eat out, you can afford these things because you have good percentages in your budget, right? Like right now I'm trying to get to this point where, am I doing what I love? I love working with tech, but it's not like, oh, I've always dreamed about being a network technician. Like, that's, no. Like, I have other dreams and goals, right? Like, I never dream of having a job. Right? And they say, they blind you with the mask and the matrix of, if you're doing what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. That kind of crap, Like, it's just, that's how do they keep you in the matrix. What I would love to do, I would love to right now be able to go out, buy an acreage, live in it while I'm creating and building a castle, while I'm creating the moat for the castle, and putting in all the things that I want in the rooms, that type of thing. I can't do that, right? Especially can't do that if I have a job. It's taking my time up to do that. But I can't do it because I don't have the next kind of level of financial independence. Financial independence. Man, I'm horrible at spelling. Anyway, financial independence, like, if I were to guess these types of things after here, like, I would say that the percentages kind of go down, where it's like probably like a 2% is here, maybe like another 2% is here, and a 1% is this last one, which is gonna be the last one. I would say that this is basically what I would guess the percentages. I know this one is about 90%, just based off what I've read. So financial independence, basically you can get rid of the job. Job is gone, right? Job is gone. You have enough money from passive income to cover everything you want to do at your current lifestyle, right? So like, now you can do everything you want. You no longer work for time for dollars. All your income is passive. Everything is covered. And when I say passive, just remember that it's like, when I say like time equals dollars, passive just means time does not equate to dollars. How do I make that again? I don't know. Dollars. So like, this is where like you get into investing, or you have a big business, right? Where you don't have to physically go to this business or work for this business every single day. You can create your own hours, that type of thing, right? It could be like a real estate business, that type of thing, where you're just like an investor part and somebody else manages it, that type of thing. It's passive. Every month you get money, it could be dividends from a stock, it could be whatever it is, or business that just, you just kind of make executive decisions, and that's about it. You can have everything you want in life within reason in this financial independence. Like, you're not going to go out and buy a Lamborghini every single day. Like, not like that. It's more like your current situation. If you're working as a, financial slave, or you're in this type of top up here, you're doing the same thing, just you don't have a job. It's basically everything, right? Like, it's all of this and you don't have a job. That's that, right? And this last one is basically that financial freedom. And financial freedom, people talk about it so much. What I believe it is basically when you can't screw it up. Screw up. So like things are running so good and passively that if you didn't show up to these things above for like months, you would still get money. It's like you could blow all your money today of your monthly budget, and you know the next month more money's coming in, and like you can't screw it up because it's automated basically at this rate, right? It's kind of like you have all your investments, they're all giving you dividends, and you're never going to pull them out. I mean, you could screw this up, but like chances are from this point on, the snowball is already started down the hill and it's avalanche, and you can't screw up now, right? Like it's like, let's say you're getting like I know a guy, or I know a few people that are getting around between like $20,000 to $50,000 a month. I know some people that are getting around $100,000 a month, where it's like they could basically just retire on a beach and never show up to anything, and they would still make that much. This is kind of like in traditional retirement, people are like, I don't know what I'd do with my time. You'll find things. You'll find things that are self-fulfilling, because at this rate, you don't care about money. If once you get past these, it's interesting. The more broke you are, the more you care about money, and the less broke you are. It's like you don't care about money. If this was a scale, everyone that cares about money is like money focused here. Like they'll sell their kidney, they'll sell their whatever, they'll sell their time for money. Whereas like these guys down here don't do that. They don't do it for a reason. You know what they care about? They care about time. They care about like impacting others. They care about, how can I give the next generation a better life than I currently have? That type of stuff. This is where I want to get to. This is where I'm heading. I've been here for 15, 20 years, stuck at a job, and I'm slowly getting out of that finally. These last few years, finally getting to this level. And I just want to keep going, because once you start going, it's kind of like they say the rich get richer, but it's like the rich just know what the heck to do correctly. It's like once you figure out, oh, I should probably like put 10% into my health category into, here, or else I'll be paying for it later, in dollars with my health. It's like you just kind of, you start recognizing how things should go in life. So these are the financial levels that I've kind of found and created. There's no definition officially, I don't think, of these things. This is just what I've found. This is what I've seen been talked about, and this is the way that I kind of like it. And so that's what I want to share with this video. Hope you're doing well. Thanks, and talk soon.